Hey guys, back at it once again. So today, I'm going to be taking on a one-time cleanup job of this guy's yard, landscape maintenance, and I'm going to try to record some highlights as I go. But first, let me show you guys what I'm up against. So as you are walking in, this bush needs to be trimmed nice and flush. All this needs to be weed eated, pretty much up to that gate. All that needs to be weed eated. That green English ivy needs to be pulled off of the fence and down here. And then on the other side of the front entrance, all this has to be weed eated. And I'll probably trim those green shrubs. I might trim this bush a little bit, but all these shrubs that are spawning from that bush have got to go. And now as we're advancing through the gate, you can see more weed eating. And you can see there's old leaves that are left behind. I don't know what that is. That's some kind of a ground cover. I'll probably weed eat that and pull that English ivy off the fence and trim down those blackberries. Probably trim these bushes as well. Pull that weed. That bush definitely needs to be trimmed nice and flush. And then as we go, we got more weed eating to do. I'm probably going to pull all that English ivy off the fence. And he wants this stuff hauled off. It's just random miscellaneous garbage, but that's not a problem. I can definitely do that. And all this English ivy, I'm probably just going to pull it all, because English ivy, for those of you that know, it's very invasive. And that's just some sort of a random mini plum tree shrub. I'll just trim those down. And you can see there's more English ivy here. I'll probably pull that all. And there's leaves that'll be blown out. I'm just going to trim those bushes right there. More weed eating to do. A lot of weed eating actually. But luckily, because it's dry, it'll probably go quick. But yeah, these bushes, I'm just going to trim them to make sure they're not touching his shop. Yeah, all these are going to get trimmed. And probably weed eat all those random green ground covers underneath this Christmas tree, whatever you want to call it. More green bushes right here. I'm just going to trim. I'll probably cut that shrub out. That's probably okay, but trim that. I'll probably pull that dead stuff from the plants and maybe cut those shrubs. But it just goes on. You can see there's a lot of leaves from the fall from a couple years ago that need to come out. I might trim down these shrubs, but all these green bushes got to get trimmed as well. Just going to make them look nice and pretty. And there's leaves underneath them all over the place. So and that's pretty much it as far as the yard goes, but I'll probably hop on his deck right here, just blow this off for him, make it look nice and pretty. And so let me just show you guys where I came from. Yeah, I already showed you this ivy is going to get pulled. And that was my client. I wanted to make sure to give him his privacy in case he wants it. But yeah, just pretty much all these leaves, they need to get either picked up, or I'm probably just going to blow all this. Maybe just blow it all down here, down these steps, and just kind of try to get it in with the mix, just help mesh it in with this little random side slant he has, because I think this is his property too. But that's a nice little waterfront that he has. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I'm up against here, you guys. So hopefully I'll be able to get you guys some highlights as I go. And let's get ourselves a one-time cleanup down the hatch. I think what I'll do is I'll start with all the weed eating first. Mentally, on these bigger jobs like this, sometimes it's easier if you just focus on one task at a time. So we'll get all the weed eating done and go from there. Just a side note, this is my very first one-time cleanup as far as landscape maintenance goes that I've ever recorded, and I'm excited. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, so let's get into it. So the neighbor just hollered at me because my weed eater is flicking rocks, which is a very common problem. So we're just gonna wait a minute before continuing. Luckily, he's nice about it. He's not being hostile. I've had some people be hostile towards me, which is never fun, but a little bit of drama for you guys. Okay, so I think that just about does it for the weed eating. I think the thing I'm gonna do next is just do all the blowing, the grass clippings, and all the leaves, because it's gonna make it a whole lot easier to be able to see everything that I'm doing on this property once I get the blowing done and those piles picked up. It'll be a lot easier to see the ivy and the bushes need to be trimmed and stuff. It just helps being able to see the property a lot. So I'm gonna do my BR800 backpack blower. Let's get right into it and get the blowing done. There might need to be a little more blowing after this round and weed eating, but that's the fine tuning round. Let's get the vast majority of the blowing out of the way. And it's already looking a whole lot cleaner. And trust me, it really makes a big difference when you're doing the bush trimmings to have a clean area. You can see absolutely everything that you're doing. And I just wanted to point out that right here is a prime example, after blowing some of those leaves and stuff out, that's definitely going to be some fine-tuning weed eater work. Got a nice little pile going there. But after removing all of the trash and pulling the ivy, there will definitely be some fine-tuning work that's needed. And it looks like we got 2 piles out of that sequence. Sometimes it's better to just make 2 piles, because if you have one pile that's really bulky that you're trying to fuse with another one, the piles will just keep kind of causing backdrafts right in your face, so it's a time saver. So the deck's pretty much blown off. I decided to make a small pile of leaves because there again, kind of like sometimes it's better to make 2 piles of leaves. Well, sometimes it's better to just make 1 pile on a place that you were originally intending to just blow all the leaves out in the waterfront area. Once I get that pile picked up, it's going to make for a much easier finished blow to just blow everything down that little sideway waterfront area. Okay, so now that we got the blowing pretty much done for the first round and most important round of blowing, the next step is going to be to just pick up all these piles that I created. And then once that's done, we can start removing some of this trash. I think all these leaves are going to be good to mix in with the trash for the first load, because got to do a trash run anyways. So yeah.